The real agenda of educating black children.
Oh, we have made it now. It's post racism now. It's like, oh, racism going away because we got Obama in office. Again, a way of clearing the road for what they're able to do now. And so we look at education and we say, well, what's the purpose of education? What's the true purpose? And there are a lot of people who say that education is for this and to lift you out, to passports to the future. I mean, there's a lot of cliches that go along with what is education as a definition. But one of the ones I favor most that was proposed, that education, the true purpose of education is to solve problems. And I adhere to that because, number one, everything about education, you're going to get tested. And you're going to have a problem for you every day. Two, you got to survive. And everything is about your Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or just the basic needs of shelter, food, education, shelter, food, whatever, health. So you have to be able to answer those questions of how you going to live, where you going to live, what you going to eat, how you going to eat. I mean, these are problems that everyday problems, and education will help you solve that or give you a clue. So how is teaching? What are we teaching our children to be able to solve the problems that they're going to be facing? One of the things I know they're going to be facing is make America great again, because Trump is the only person I know who can get convicted of starting an insurrection and still be eligible for presidency. I mean, that right there is a killer to what America has sunk to. Now, what are our children going to do about it? What can we teach them to do about it? We hope that we're ready. Depending on the amount of teaching and education and remembrance and passion that the Africans, all children of Africans in school, whether they're independent or whether they're public, what are they going to do? I know as part of Malcolm X family, I have been kind of like doing a Malcolm X alumni thing. And this is a K through 8 school. We're not high school. One of the biggest things we did, we couldn't quite go to high school. We were willing to, but that's when they came in and snatched it up. But anyway, we still have alumni meetings, Malcolm X Academy. And so our students, they call a few of us, we get together, and we'll have a function. We have basically eating, we'll go bowling, we'll do an event, but basically just to have us gather together and see what we can do, and see how we can get along, just kind of keep our fraternity going. But there are enough students from all the Africans in the school, whether the Independent Council of Independent Black Institutions, or whether public schools, or whether they're charter schools. I noticed even them getting together. I'll put this up in a few minutes. But even then, it's important for us to kind of keep that camaraderie going. So we have enough students out here, and I'm beginning to have faith that we have enough strong students out here, that they will be able to be the next vanguard to push this thing even further. It's like something that Martin Luther King said about the mountaintop.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
I've seen the other side. And I said, yeah, man, when you got up there, you saw the other side, you probably saw more mountains. Because we're still trying to get to the other side. We still have this way of who's going to be the next generation to stand up. We still know that what we've learned, educationally wise, that even your best leaders, you have to be careful because when they see you lead, when they see you having the power to lead folks, especially lead folks in a position that's in opposition to what they want you to go, then you become a threat. And we know how America handles the threats. So as you all get ready to develop your new leadership styles, we're hoping that you don't be as visible and easily accessible and learn that lesson that we have, that I experienced with them being able to have access to take you out. And they will, if they can't buy you, they'll try you. If they can't try you, they'll die you. I mean, these are the steps. So who's ever hearing this and however you reflecting on what is education going to do, well, that's one of the biggest problems. Again, how are you going to solve that problem of leadership? True black leadership. And historically, to this day, 2024, one thing we do know about true black leadership, they die young and broke. Malcolm, 39. King, 39. Most of the revolutionary boys, Huey, all of them, they died before they're 40 years old, people. In fact, I even postulated if it's old leadership, it probably ain't going nowhere. Because if you're really a leader against and being in opposition to where they want to go, then you got to go. And so, none of our leaders have ever gotten aged. None of our leaders have ever died old. Even those who are academic leaders left the country. Du Bois was left and went to Ghana, and they made a big memorial. I remember when we took a group of our students in middle school, 8th graders, we took them to Ghana for a Kwanzaa visit. I mean, they were just now developing his memorial. Land everywhere. They don't do things in small ways. So we understand leadership is at a premium. But again, learn the lessons of our past. If you're going to be a serious black leader, lay low and let people surround you. Because that's one thing we can't do here. We can't protect our leadership. We have not figured out how to protect our leadership in growing and building. Yes, we can do the African-centered stuff. Okay? Yes, we can do the schools. Yes, we can have the institution. Yeah, we can have the infrastructure. But the leadership, the human leadership in this thing, very vulnerable. Historically, we have been, they've taken them away from us at an early rate before their time. And so we must, like I say, education is a solved problem. That's a problem. That's one of the major problems. So if you're listening to this, keep that in mind. We don't need you, rah, king, call, beating each other. No, okay. We tried that. That monolithic leadership is good for them. We have to get around monolithic leadership. We must develop our leadership cadres in community circles. We need groups. Okay, we need a council of leaders. Okay, like a hydra. You cut one head off, two will grow. Okay, we need that kind of model. Okay, so we don't need this. Follow me, I'll lead the way. That herd mentality is not necessarily the greatest way of doing it either. People talk about we're going to have a revolution. We're going to fight away. Well, have we not been educated to know that, number one, black folks don't grow ammunition. We don't make ammunition. So if you're going to start a military action, you want to be a guerrilla sniper kind of affair. You be able to have somebody who can shoot from 1,000 yards and then disappear. Because a protracted one, man, come on. You got all these guns out here and they look all cute and everything, but man, they got some weapons that will blow your butt away while somebody's having tea and coffee in England. Come on. Those kind of wars, again, that's old folks thinking. That's not going to be very effective. Okay, so be careful of the digital. Okay, think about the digital wars, especially when it comes to communication. Learn the fact that we don't control that either. And when I went to Selma, I learned that they can put a no-call zone over a given area where communication won't go through. They can zone you out. They can actually put a barrier that keeps you from receiving or connecting with satellites in orbit. So, you know, you got to be careful on that end. The issue of leadership, learning, moving forward, again, it's going to take some really critical, inventive thinking. Not your usual everyday, this is how we did, this is how our forefathers did it. Well, that's how their forefathers did it too. Okay, marching, I think we wore out enough gym shoes. Okay, we marching in protest is still effective to bring recognition, but it's not sustainable. Okay, rallies, you can go so far with that. So, again, what are you about to learn, what you need to learn? Like one cartoon says, do you think they're going to ever teach you in school how to overcome them?
You think you can beat me? I don't think you can. But I don't want you giving me anything. If you want to find out, you get your ass out there and play the best pool you can, like you were taught.
Okay. Okay, you ask for it, mister.
You just remember that I taught you everything you know. But I didn't teach you everything I know.
You think the enemy is that callous in their thinking that they'll teach you how to best them on the field that really counts? And if you do, then that makes you LD. That makes you kind of slow. But, you know, these kind of things and issues, questions, are what the next generation is going to have to start getting ready to answer. We don't have them all. Well, we're fighting. I'm part of a group called Journey for Justice. In fact, we're supposed to be going to Chicago next month for the Biden presidential conference. They have this idea they're going to put Biden on the screws on Biden to be part of the change of black issues, to bring the black issue, black reparations. That pushes Biden to do that. Yeah, we can go there, but there's a good chance I haven't been to several of these. I was at the first one in Pittsburgh when he was first running for office. And yes, you get a lot of people together from all over the country, come be a part of this. They hear our voice, one or two of our speakers for our group speak, and then we get on the bus and go home. Okay, what have we accomplished? Well, maybe. But again, it's learning from, even a bad example can be an example of what not to do.
What if I'm not that good? What if I don't make it?
What if you do make it? And what if you are that good? Bobby, you'll never know until you try. You gotta give it your all, Bobby. You got to give it everything you got. I know. 'Cause it happened to me. I stopped believing in me. Started listening to all those other people tell me what I couldn't do. I kept listening and listening until one day I started believing it. And I quit. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. You could be the greatest.
So, you know, nothing beat a failure but a try. And that is what we as educational, we as people who want to teach our young people, let them know, yes, you're gonna get those scabs on your knees from falling, but you get right up. Maya Angelou and them, we rise.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Just because I walk as if I have oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my sassiness upset you? Don't take it so hard just 'cause I laugh, as if I have gold mines digging in my own backyard. You can shoot me with your words, you can cut me with your lies, you can kill me with your hatefulness, but just like life, I rise. Does my sexiness offend you? Oh. Does it come as a surprise that I dance? As if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs. Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling and bearing in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear I rise. Into a daybreak miraculously clear I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave. And so, wow. There I go.
Paul again is really where we enter. Even for Ensemble, they came before Columbus, so we've been here a while. We've got enough of the knowledge. We just got to make sure that people get it and know how to use it. It's from this coming generation. We're hoping that you won't.